Hey out there Akronites, welcome to season 4 of Around Akron with Blue Green. Now in this episode, we got a lot of amazing things we gotta go check out. We're gonna dilly-dally over to Cadillac Hill and check out a new mural. We're gonna head over to Kenmore and check out Showcase Meats and their brand new location. We're gonna meet up in Highland Square at Angel Falls and have a cup of coffee and maybe a cup of tea. Now to kick this show off today, I'm gonna sit down with Dray 10 Talent Evans and talk about just some of his many talents. Let's go see what this guy is all about.
I went to Virginia Marty College. They had just started the digital media classes, and that's where everything lined up. It was pretty awesome. So I was the first African American to graduate in that department for digital media, which was pretty cool. So I went there for 3D animation, but what I like about that school is that they taught us more than just what I went for. They taught me web design, graphic design, storyboard, how to work cameras. So even though I went for 3D animation, them teaching me all this stuff, it really helped me, but I can't give them all the credit because my dad always had a camera. He had my childhood growing up, kind of like how I am with my kids. A lot of stuff with my parenting comes from my father and my mother too. They're both great, but like far as the recording everything, you know, even my uncles had cameras. So they was planting seeds that I didn't even realize. I play the guitar, I got a bass guitar, I tried the violin, it was too high for me, too screechy. I think I like the cello better. Dabbled in the drums for a hot, like it's just like hot second stuff, but I got an MPC, the beat machine like they do with the hip hop music. Speaking of music, it started because my dad, he was a professional singer in a group called the Chicago Gangsters. The Nipsey Hussle and Tupac painting, those two guys are monarchs there. I call them frontline legends because Tupac had a saying that I would spark the brain that would change the world. And I'm one of those people. Nipsey Hussle was one of those people. Nipsey said I'm the modern day Tupac. So I was blessed enough to have both of them in my life, and like just how I talked about Nipsey, Tupac had the same impact on me. Yeah, that's why I did them two together, because they impact so many people in this world. Just like Tupac impacted Nipsey, I got both of them to impact me.
What you thinking about?
Just thinking about the bigger picture.
So 100 Miles, the way it started off was I seen the movie Straight Outta Compton. Me and Lorraine McCall, we was at the movies, and it was the last show. So we in the parking lot, and I'm just like, man, they shoot the movie just how I work, well, they move the camera just how I work the camera. She like, you know, if I write a script, you gonna do it, you know, and I'm like, yeah. So she wrote the script, and everything else is history really. So we wrote the script to be a short film, and when I got to shooting it, you know, they said a couple lines, and I'm like, oh no, we need more than this. I'm like, this ain't gonna do it. So most of the movie is improv. This year I made a goal to do 5 murals. I did 4. So yeah, Wesley Ian reached out to me to do this mural for his Akron honey products. And he wanted a bee situation, you know, like a mural with just bees and stuff, and also to represent his family. So by this being my first one, you know, me being nervous and not how to do things, so I reached out to an Akron legend, Nicole Epps, and so I called her like, sis, you know, I need you to help me out on this project, and she came about. So she was pretty awesome in it because she surrounded the bee right here, where I got to focus on the Ohio and the bee. The other one is more like a logo, but I hand painted it. It is my friend Deshaun Johnson. It's right across from the Jonas Knight Center. It's called the Experience Barbershop. So I got that one, and then I did on the corner of Store and Copley. I teamed up with some Bookdale High School students. Shout out to Diana Autry. She the PTA over at Bookdale, and she reached out to some artists to do it, and so I just did it. And that holds a lot of sentimental value because my cousin got killed at the store that I did it at. Another kid got killed right there, so I just wanted to bring peace and healing with art there. So, you know, shout out to Mac Love. He had me do the mural out in Cleveland, where it was me, Mac, Nicole Epps, and Lindsay Joe Scott, and that was the most fun I ever had painting. The most, because it's called Tall Ships, the festival, and it had big ships, the pirate ships behind us, and everybody just walking past, thousands of people, you know, just watching us do this art, and we just doing whatever we want. There's no like limitations, construction, like just gotta make waves and ships and different stuff. Art makes the city beautiful. You know how they say don't litter, keep Akron beautiful, that theme? Like, when people ride past and see this mural right here, it makes them feel good. When we was working on it, people walking past like, oh, that's awesome. Like, it makes people feel good. So, whether it's a mural, somebody on the street playing music, or if you go to a comedy show, dance theater, yeah, just art period can just change someone's life.
Now, we're gonna head over to Kenmore and check out a butcher shop that's been there since 1971, Showcase Meats. Let's go see what they're all about.
We started with my father, Alan Perry. He started the butchering, and that's how Showcase came about in 1971. He started butchering when he was, I think, 11 years old with his father. So it was all he knew, that was his trade, and that's how Showcase started. About 20 years ago, me and my sister joined the business with him, and he taught us the tricks of the trade, and we watched him growing up ever since I can remember. He used to tell the stories of bringing me in and tippy-tapping on the butcher blocks when I was little, so it's all I've known, and it was something that we took a lot of pride in as a family business.
I would go in and cover the meat cases with saran wrap when I was young, probably like 10 or 11. I started doing that. It was kind of fun. Then when I became like 24, I started working for him full time, and I enjoyed it. I loved the fast-paced atmosphere. I liked working with the customers, and I liked working with family.
The original location over on 1971 16th Street is where we started. We were there for 48 years, and then now decided it was time to take it to the next level. That's why when we decided to expand, we wanted to stay close. This whole community and area has made us what we are. They've been loyal to us, and we just enjoy it so much. Even me and my sister and my dad were very hands-on. We like to get to know the customers and develop relationships with them. And that's what, you know, get to know each other. We want to get to know your name and make them feel welcome like their family, because it's a family-run business. We want it to feel cozy and welcoming when you come in. And our customers, we've just grown to know all of them. We didn't want to leave the area, but we still want to be able to grow.
He really helped us at grand opening. He just had his 80th birthday yesterday, so during grand opening, he cut a lot of meat and helped us out tremendously. And at 80 years old, that's pretty hard to do, but he has a passion for it, and he kind of instilled that passion in me. And I really loved working with him.
We started with the meats, and then now we're most famous for our fried chicken. That was something we went into probably 25 years ago.
A lot of it is the pressure cookers that we use. We've used the same recipe since we've started fried chicken. We haven't changed anything. We have a certain technique we use to bread it and cook it, and it's been a big success. Everybody loves it.
We also have our fresh deli, and our newest addition is our bakery, which is behind me here. We've doubled in size in just a couple years. We started with a small little amount, and now our bakery is really something we're getting known for as well. We do deli subs and pizzas, and our fried chicken wings are something people really love as well. It's been going great in the new store for game day. We are lined up 2-hour waits on game days now.
For the customers, it's kind of like a welcoming family atmosphere. We treat our customers like family. We don't like for customers to leave unhappy. And we really care about our customers. Without them, you know, we're not successful. So we try and treat them fair, and it's just a real warming effect that you get when you walk in here, and we've had customers tell us that as well.
My dad built an amazing business on just the local area. I mean, probably those couple blocks around the store is what kept him going for so long, and then word of mouth. We didn't start advertising until a few years ago. He built everything on treating the customer right and building that repeat business, and then them telling friends about us. It was just a good feeling when you walked in there, like you found something that nobody knew about. And sometimes people used to say, "I'm not telling anybody. This is my spot. You know, you're not allowed to know about it." So. Oh my gosh, just build a dream and go for it. That's one thing. Now that I've done this, I feel like there isn't anything I can't do. So you just have to stick with it and know that if your heart and soul is in it, you will accomplish it. You will make it happen, and don't ever give up, and it'll happen. It may not be the first year, but if you keep at it, you will accomplish it, and it's the best feeling in the world.
Next up, we're going to head over to Highland Square and check out some amazing coffees and teas at Angel Falls. And we're going to learn about the name. Let's go see what this place is all about.
I've been around coffee and cacao all my life. My side of the family, which is the Spanish side of the family, they settled in the Venezuelan Andes in that state called Táchira State, in a city called San Cristobal. It's quite high, about 6,000 feet high, and it's perfectly conditions for growing coffee, especially altitude coffee, which is the best quality. Produces a harder bean, which is coveted in the coffee business.
My family, being raised with 3 brothers, I think we followed a lot of my father. My father was a tea drinker all his life. My mother was the coffee drinker. My mother was the coffee drinker, the cigarette smoker, and I followed after my father, who drank tea his whole life until late in life when he switched to coffee. So I drank tea as long as I can remember.
It's just like wines. You know, one harvest is good, one harvest is not as good. So you have to choose, you know, what you're gonna do. And that's why my connection in my relationship with my broker is so important, because they are the first one who bought the coffee because it's good. Okay, tell me why this coffee is so good. Why do you think it's so good? And then from then on, I choose what coffee to buy. And the recommendation is paramount for me, yeah. So you have to build a good relationship with who you work with.
How I found my tea vendor, and I only have one. It's called Metropolitan Tea. It's out of Canada, and we were investigating the coffee show. They have an annual coffee show, and before we opened up, we went to this coffee show in Canada, and walking down the aisle of the coffee show, and we were looking for a tea vendor, and we ran into a tea vendor that had a tea called Angel Falls Mist Tea, which is the name of our coffee house. And they have every tea I need. I only carry 50, they carry probably 200. So I can rotate out some.
We do our own blends too. Not only we have varietals, but we have blends that we sell. So I develop the blends too. So I want this blend to go this way, or I have to blend to go this way, or want to a darker blend or a lighter blend, or a blend that has a little more acidic tones to it, and that's the way it goes. Sometimes I can't even explain, why I do things, but that's the way, the art part comes into place. Angel Falls, well, I'm from Venezuela. I was born in Venezuela. And Angel Falls is the tallest waterfall in the world, which is in Venezuela, in southern Venezuela. When we wanted to open the store, we wanted a name that started with an A, because at those days you went into the phone book and A is the first letter you find. So, and then of course, Angel Falls was a logical name for the store.
The Akron connection there is interesting in that I went down to the Akron Public Library to find out about Angel Falls. The first book I picked up was called Angels 4, and it was about the first climbing of the face of Angel Falls in Venezuela in 1971. And I read this book, and the funny thing is, it was climbers from University of Pennsylvania. 4 climbers climbed the face of it. But the world-renowned expert on Angel Falls and the leader of the expedition was a guy in Akron called Joe Jasinski. He was the world-renowned expert on waterfalls, including Angel Falls. And he flew above the falls as the climbers were climbing the face of it in 1971. The Bomb Brigade, this was their second project, their second year. And I was just so happy that they did that, because my mother was an artist, and I've always wanted something like this on the side of my building. And it really invigorated the neighborhood. And the great thing is, the mural represents Highland Square. AA, the Indian heritage, LGBT heritage, it's all in that mural. You just have to understand what's there. The outdoor seating is important to us because we're a walking neighborhood.
We decided to restore the front of the building, which was it was really, really ugly. And we talked to a lady who does ceramics, and she did entirely our front end of a building with the idea that it should look like a waterfall. So if you put attention to it, you see the water falling through it. So it's just a really nice. We like art, and we wanted to bring art to the square, so that's our contribution to it. When
we decided to do the mural, we decided to rip off the clapboard off the front, and wanted to do a sign, and a local artist, Dominic Falcione, which you probably know, he did the sign, and it was the most exciting thing I've ever done. It's a piece of art. It's wonderful. I think the whole idea of Angel Falls is the community, yes, good coffee, good tea, a place to relax and friendship. You know, I have people here that have been coming for 23 years, you know, and that's amazing.
Now, to wrap up this show today, we're here at the base of Cadillac Hill, and we're going to meet Dilly-Dally, the duo that created this Cadillac Hill mural. Let's go see what Dilly-Dally is all about.
The first time I erased it or the second time I erased it? Because it started off with a simple, you know, John here, I've known since I lived on the hill as a kid. I just wanted to put a blimp with my friend Fixer, but, you know, because he's quick. Just a simple blimp with our phone number on it, wet paint, and just try to generate work. And, you know, Zach challenged me to do this one on my own. So it took me 3 weeks and about $250 of material. This one was a great learning experience. I mean, but when I started it, it was just solely me. So, and the people that I know, man, I couldn't come out with no JCAT. You know, it had to be the best I could do because there's gonna be people that are gonna look at it. And it's my city, I wanted to represent it hard. I mean, it's the USS Akron, and I was gonna put all the math and the history of it, and then at the end of it, I remember back when I lived on that hill over here, Cadillac, my mom taught me how to fly a kite with the blimp. You know, I didn't have a kite. And those memories came back when I was painting. Speaking of that euphoric spot when you're painting, you know, there was nothing to trace. I mean, everything was this little blueprint paper I had and a yardstick and a pencil. And it just got great. And it was so hot during the day, I would come down here at night and I would set up my speakers and I would tear this place up, I mean, loud. And no one would come down here. I was never worried about being hurt or anything. That's me at the bottom with the kite. Well, the companies owe wet paint, and that's just a regular painting service. The mural stuff, it's just you know, it's an avenue I could go because of the friends I have. The Dilly-Dally, well, he's always been Dally. And then, come here, come here, come here. I'm introducing you right now. Look in the camera right here. So that's Dally and I'm Dilly, and how we came up with it is one time I just said, man, let's quit dilly-dallying around. And I was looking at it, and it's just cool. I mean, it's my dude, man. I think I quit drawing when I was a kid. I got expelled. Probably not expelled, suspended for drawing skulls. First grade, second or something. So I kind of really never drew again until really recently with Dallas and then this blimp.
The most funnest thing is painting the wall. Like, you get to paint whatever you want. I learned you can't mess up, and then you could use whatever color you want, and you could use spray or paint or marker or pencil.
I want to make him have the best memories painting. So we started this pink whale, we buffed this wall, and we painted a bunch of these little skulls he likes to paint and I paint. He told me about this pink whale. All the way home, 3 hours. Gold teeth, and you know, the spout all the way to the ceiling. And I went back and painted it. And then I painted some more because, you know, there's, you know, graffiti or whatever, urban contemporary art, let's just call it art. The feeling, you know, I know how, you know, when you turn a corner and you see a piece you did, you know, it's you know, I'd say if it's equivalent to like when you come home and your dog sees you, you're just happy to see it, you know, and it's like, that's mine. So we go to Detroit, I got this huge rooftop that says Dilly-Dally. And then over here, I couldn't get to the water tower, so I capped this dude, I didn't know who he was, and cap means just, I went up real close to him. It looks cool. He had a bunch of change, I put a whale under it. At those times when I'm painting that stuff or I'm thinking about it, I don't think about anything else but what he's gonna see. Like, that's cool. And that's important to me. Well, I was a lot busier then. I was young, 3, 4. You know, it was the 80s, you know. Crack hit, this place was hot. It just was. I mean, this was the whole stroll. My mom had a job at top of the hill. I mean, I remember so much about my childhood that I've never thought of since I painted this, man, but it was a bad area. I'm glad it's changed, you know, Akron's really turned it around. I wish my mom could have, but yeah, that's a serious piece for me.
Thank you once again for checking out the Season 4 premiere of Around Akron with Blue Green. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to drop me an email, you can reach me at www.aroundakronwithbluegreen.com, or you can catch me on Instagram or on Facebook. Thank you, and have an amazing day. We're at the base of Cadillac Hill, and we're going to meet Dilly-Dally, the creators of the Cadillac Hill. Blah. Oh my God, Mural. Come on, Mural. Welcome to Season 4 of Around of a show. 4, I don't even know what the name of it is. 4 seasons in. It's pretty bad.